Efficient. My brothers, the National Assembly Press Corps, let me welcome you to this very important occasion. This is the second time in the last 8 months I'll be speaking with you. But in particular, my interaction with you has to do with the press release that I saw in the media yesterday. And I'm taken aback. First and foremost, you see me here, I'm not representing the Northern Senators Forum. I don't speak for the Northern Senators Forum. The interview I had was in my capacity as a senator and as an opposition senator. It has no bearing at all on the Northern Senators' position on any matter. Everything that you heard in my Hausa interview has to do with my personal perspective. Yesterday, I was confronted by a very harsh press release from an individual whom I have followed personally as a journalist for close to 30 years. I've been following Bayo's Onaniga's write-ups for close to 30 years. And I have no doubt Bayo was one of our very best. So I was really surprised. The Bayo that Nigerians know, and Bayo of all people, will come out with a press release against my person without even understanding the subject matter. First and foremost, I never granted my interview in English. The Hausa version of the interview is here with me. Unfortunately, those who carried the story to Bayo did it with the sole aim of tarnishing my good name, and Bayo went to the extent of calling me a liar. I'm not going to join issues with him on the aspect of calling me a liar. But I would like to report to you, members of the National Assembly Press Corps, Bayo did not listen to my Hausa interview. Bayo did not get a good translation of my Hausa interview. At no time did I say Bola Ahmed Tinubu is implementing 2 budgets. There was no time. At no time did I say Bola Tinubu was biased against the North. The Hausa version is there. At no time did I say Bola Tinubu is implementing 25%, 25 trillion budget. The Hausa version is there. But I'm here to attempt to summarize to you, members of the National Assembly Press Corps, what I said in my Hausa interview about a week today. I was speaking on the state of the nation. And amongst other things, I lamented how the North found itself at a receiving end. And in that interview, The first example I made and I said was my president from my own party, Goodluck Jonathan, for his failure to dredge the river Niger. Secondly, I also mentioned former President Buhari for his failure to do anything on Ajakuta, to do anything on Mambila, to do anything as small as the road from Abuja, Kano, and Kaduna. And I came to the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I said, I don't blame Tinubu for doing what he is doing, because while he was campaigning, northern leaders, particularly from his party, have not extracted commitment that if he wins, what he will do for the North. That, I said it. I also said, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, before he comes to power, does not understand the very difficulty in running a very complex country like ours. That, I said it. And I therefore was at loss. And among other things, I also made mention of the current affairs today. And I said, Niger, one of the reasons why the northern senators were trying to prevail against fighting Niger, apart from the close affinity we have with Niger, was the issue of the dam. And I said, I have had it in good authority that Niger have now decided to erect their own dam. And erecting that particular dam means stopping the inflow of water into Nigeria and to Kainji. And in the 60s, that was an agreement reached by General Gawan and the authorities in Niger. And the agreement runs like this. Please, don't dam this dam. In place of it, we are going to supply you with water, with power. And I made a correlation of building that dam like Cameroon did in the Chad. And that is why we find ourselves in a very difficult environmental economic situation in the Lake Chad Basin. That I said. And I also said, in the course of our perusing the budget, which Onanuga seems to have dwelt on, I say we have established very reasonable doubt about 25 trillion so far has nexus in the budget. That means there is money, and then there is project, and then there is location. Money, project, location. But we are yet to ascertain 3 trillion of that budget. We have established the 3 trillion in the budget. We have not established its location and the place. But I said, going forward, the budget evaluation is ongoing. And I said, lastly, the intention of the northern senators as regards to the budgetary allocation was to meet the Senate President with our findings and subsequently meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu with our findings. So if one is questioning our desire to relate with Bola Tinubu, how will I say that the findings of the Northern Senator Forum will go to the Senate President and then to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President and Commander-in-Chief. He tried in his post to narrow me down as a regional person. Some of you have been here with you for more than 25 years. I have never acted as a regional person. I have never spoken as a regional person, but I'm proud to say I'm a very proud Northerner. And I have no reason to believe people that are from Yoruba lands will not be proud Yorubas, proud Igbos, proud Ibibios, proud Fulanis. But that does not mean I see Nigeria from a microcosm of ethnicity, party divide, or religious divide. Some of you were here when I was a house leader with Masari. Some of you were here when I was the deputy senate leader with David Mark. I can attest to you today, while Masari was the speaker, I was the closest person to him. And while David Mark was the Senate President, I was also the closest person to him. I have never made any issues. And you could see various other committees I have headed. It was a regional nature. Even the North, East-West Road I'm chairing. I'm from the North. The leadership of the Senate made me the chairman. In the past, I was a chairman on Niger Delta crisis, and I transversed to the creeks. I know the creeks more than average South Southerner. I know the challenges. I know some of you have what I said about difficulties in Niger Delta, and so on and so forth. I was the one who forced Goodluck Jonathan to revisit the Bakassi issue. You were here. And it became an issue again, even when President Obasanjo left. So I see myself as a nationalist. But anybody who wants to tag me a regionalist, a regional back, let him do it. But the facts of the matter speak for themselves. And gentlemen, I'm not here for any other reason, rather just to clear to you this ambiguity. I have the Hausa text, full address, full speech, full Hausa speech. Like I said, I talked about the possibility on what is happening in Plateau, in Benue, in Katsina, and in Zamfara. And I also made the assertion that I will not be surprised if tomorrow we woke up, some people have hijacked Katsina out of Nigeria. It's here. And I said also about Zamfara. It's all here. It's a state of the affairs of the nation. It wasn't a budget matter, but a budget issue came. And I explained fully why the budget issue came and why I did what I did. And you could see, I switched off all my handsets this morning. I don't want any northern senator to come here. If it is a cross I have to carry, I'll carry it. I'm not afraid of anything. Anything. I believe in one God, and I believe power is transient. I believe what we are doing, all of us, is temporary. I'm not scared of whatever you hear. I'm not scared of any issue like suspension. I've been out of the Senate for 8 years. And people had to force me back. It's not an issue. Some of our friends were removed by tribunals. They're living their lives. If because I said what I would say, if because I said what I said, then I'll be suspended. So please be it. It will be an honor and for me to be suspended by whatever body for speaking as a parliamentarian. It will be a very great honor. Thank you very much. I will take implies, Haruna, is that when this interview became a national issue, most of the commentators through the social media thought I was speaking for and on behalf of Northern senators. I don't speak for on behalf of Northern senators unless I've been told to do so. The interview I had with BBC was never an interview for Northern Senators Forum. It was an interview for myself. I don't want people to castigate them. I want people to castigate me as a leader. I want to make sure that I shield. I want to make sure whatever happens, let it happen to me. And that's why I said, please, shut my phones. I will address the press on this matter. Lastly, I want you to know, from yesterday to today, I had calls from various stations of yours. And I thought, for me, it is important to speak to you first before visiting any other station for more elaboration. I thought I should make it known to you. I take you in a very high esteem, and I believe you also do to me. And thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm happy from the press release. They said I'm a ranking senator. There's no way what the president proposed to the Senate are proposals. Whether the Senate passes is the appropriation. There's no way I talked about 25 trillion and 28 trillion. The president has no powers of appropriation. It's even a misnomer, gentlemen, for the executive to tell the National Assembly members, we are bringing a budget and don't touch it. It's a misnomer. The Constitution is very clear. And who has part of appropriation? I couldn't have said what they have suggested. And there is no way a president will implement budget that is not passed by the National Assembly. Carry on.
So my question,